All right.
So here we go with
Okay,
Nancy's.
so I'm going back up on my Facebook page.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, there we
Good.
go. Oh,
All right.
that was what it was. My camera was kind of
Oh, it's
goopy.
blocked.
I think
Okay.
with like something on there. Anywho, all right, so we're back again. So anyway, you were talking about how, we're talking about plate clears and all that, and or do you overwhelm your plate? I am notorious, and I've always been notorious for filling up my plate. Like, I mean to tell you, I can do it. I can do that show. I can do another show. I can make sure I clean the house. I can do the grocery shopping. I can clean everything. Don't do it. I've got this. And one of the great, yay, hi Jen, thanks for coming back. One of the things that I've really worked hard at, especially in the last, 5 to 7 years, is that I am not going to do that anymore. And I'm really good now at saying no, and saying, or if I do take on too much, I'll say, you know what, I can't do that. I'm really sorry. I just took too much on. And I'll be honest with whoever it is. I always catch myself trying to, first of all, when I try to say no, I find myself making an excuse, something like, in my head I go, well, I'd really like to do it, it's really important for me, and I'm just like this back kind of explaining kind of junk. I'm like, no, the truth is, I just can't do it, and that's the end of the story. I don't need to worry about how they feel about it, and I'm sorry, I wish I could help. I'll help out again another time, but I just can't do it this time. And so I've really been good, really gotten good at that. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk so much. Hi, Michael. So when my husband he just leaves the dishes in the sink, and I'd get home in the middle of the night because of the way my QVC schedule was. I would be leaving at 1:30 in the morning, or I'd leave at 11 p.m. at night, or whatever the case is, and I'd come downstairs to this full of dishes in the sink, and it used to frustrate me, and I would tell him, honey, can you please clean this up? And then my mom said to me one day, she said, Nancy, that doesn't bother him. It's never going to bother him. It only bugs you. So just do it. And so I started thinking about that. And I also was reminded how this sermon I heard from Joel Osteen, who I just love, he was talking about when you start to feel that grumbly kind of feeling, start to remember all the good things about your husband or whatever. So I started doing that as I'm grumbling about clean dishes. And I started just thinking about, my husband's honest, he's trustworthy, he comes home to me at night, all of those, he's a good man, he's a good husband, and all that. And so I know we're talking about clearing the plate, but for me that was it was the attitude switch and the attitude change. And what's crazy is, do you know that he cleans up now?
Oh,
isn't that the craziest thing? I stopped complaining about it. I just did it. I did it with a happy heart. And then sometimes I go, I don't need to get that right now. I gotta go.
Right.
I just leave it. What the heck? Joanne says, my life overwhelms me often. And she said, Kobe says, yes, Nancy, don't sweat the small stuff. Hey, Marianne, good to have you in.
Right.
Jean.
I know, the dishwasher is, I think that a lot of people can relate to that. Yeah,
because we want to stuff as much dishes
to have
in
it in
there
there,
because it's a money issue, don't you think so? Hi, Tanya.
And I like how Dave Ramsey always says, no is a complete sentence. You don't need to explain yourself. And I always like to say that kids give excuses, adults don't. You don't need a reason. Just say no. It's okay.
Yeah.
You don't need to explain yourself.
You really don't. It's not really a big whoop. And the more you can get comfortable at saying no, and I know Tanya came in and she said, today is my birthday. Hi, Tanya. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
I'm not gonna
happy
sing,
birthday, dear Tanya. Happy birthday to you. So she says, she said, I'm getting older and I'm going to start improving eating habits. Great for your eating habits. But we're talking about cleaning those plates in terms of get junk off your plate, doing everything for anybody. But that's still a really good point. So thanks, hon. And then Sarama, hi. How do you get other siblings to participate in the care of older parents so you don't feel overwhelmed? That is a really good question. What would you say? I have a thought, but go ahead.
My only thing is to implement some kind of consequence or repercussion, like I'm going to do this and then that's it, and then stick with that. And so that they have to step in.
Yeah. Well, and I think That is I think a really good idea, but I also think that your parents are obviously your parents. If they need that help, they need that help, and and God bless you, honestly, for being so attentive to your older parents. That is such a big deal, and it's huge. And my thought for you would be, let your other siblings do what they do. You do your best, and continue to like change the attitude
like
as
you
you're going through, like with the dishes we were talking about earlier. Start to, as you're feeling really grumbly about being there and thinking about your siblings, saying, well, they're not here, they should be here, my parents did just as much for them as they did for me, they're ungrateful. Change the narrative in your head. So start saying, I'm so thankful for that. I remember that time that my mom did this, or my dad did this. And don't make it about them anymore. Do what you can to help them out. Don't, obviously you need to be the best that you can be and be energized so that you can still do what you need to do in your normal life to take care of you and to take care of your immediate family. And if you need to ask for help from others or friends of your parents, then please do that as well. But try those little things that maybe you can, that might start to help you. It takes some time, but over time those feelings will start to change. And I would be really interested to hear if your siblings didn't start kind of coming in a couple of months after you stopped like letting them have all that energy and like not helping you out. That's
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Kobe, she says she's the laundry woman doing 6 people's laundry, work full time. It gets overwhelming, but my kids are great. And as long as they stay in college, there you go. She's good with that. Yeah. My mom used to do that for us as well. Just all that.
Yeah, it took me a long time to learn, but I take my time without feeling guilty. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. That's so key, right? And let me see. What your parents took care of you, but as they age, it's time to take care of Kobe. That's great. Yeah. It's wait, cancel. It does take a long time to learn, sometime to quit filling up your plate. So if we have any of the younger gals kind of watching, and you are definitely saying, I'm going to do that, because career, I think, also gets into play with this. That if you don't do something, somehow you're going to get fired. You're not going to get to the next level, and you have to really just, go to the mat with everything. And no, you actually don't. And this is a really great time to, time to find that balance and really find a good work-life balance and people balance and friendship balance, and that you really kind of get that. And it's difficult the first time you say no, and the first time you have to say, gosh, I'm sorry, I can't do what I said I was going to do. It's weird and it's hard. Stay with that. It's okay. The second time gets a little easier. The third time you're like, okay. And as long as you're always working in the integrity, the honesty, the truth, and the higher thought is, I want to make sure that I'm the best me that I can be, because it's what God intends for all of us, so that we can fulfill our purpose and our goal and make others feel great. And then you'll be available to help and be able to put more on your plate when it's time. And then other times you can just, let it go.
Yeah.
So,
and like we were talking about, your priorities, make sure they're in line with your priorities. And it's okay to say no to something that's not going to be in line with that.
Yeah.
And I really like what Adrian said.
Hi, Adrian. Hen.
When you say yes to others, make sure you are not saying no to yourself.
That's key.
Really good.
Adrian is an awesome stylist, by the way.
Oh.
She is. She's amazing. So yeah, and that's such a great quote, because that is a good thing to think about as. So she says, Kobe says, I have no trouble saying no, but when I was younger, it was harder. If you don't take some time to take care of yourself, you won't be able to take care of others. Hi, Wendy. And that's so great to hear, and so that's great advice for the younger gals, and even us older gals who still kind of working on that. We can do this, and by doing this, then you're empowering people watching you that you have no idea that they're watching you. Maybe a younger girl at church or someplace that, maybe you have a book club that you join, or you're involved in a tennis club somewhere, or whatever that you do. Someone's watching you, and as they watch you, those people who need that help, they get inspired by you. So that quote that Adriana said is, if you're saying yes and you realize, oh my gosh, I just said no for now, I can't go work out, or now I can't have that couple of minutes by myself, or I can't take that extra 20 minutes that I really need to have sleep, then turn that around. Even if you just said yes, I'm happy to do it, then go, oh, I don't know why I just did that. I can't do that. I have to do blah, 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 but maybe I can try next time. So
right. And if your plate is like overflowing, you're only going to be giving like not your best to everything. If you have, you know, an evened out plate, then you'll be giving your best to each part of what you're putting yourself into.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
So, do you want to meet next Thursday? Because I do Thursday next week. You want to do Thursday?
I think I can. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll come back and do this again on Thursday, next Thursday. And I hope you guys have a great, great week. You can find Bridget on BridgetPetrino.com and Facebook. And again, we're going to ask you about. If you want to, we're thinking about maybe putting a Facebook together for this, so that if you have some questions or you want to offer advice and hope and help to others, then maybe we can do that together.
Yeah.
And if not, that's also cool. We're going to try to continue to do these. But my name is Nancy Hornback, and we're just so glad you're here joining us. But and I guess the call up for this week, for those of us who are really good at clearing our plates and not putting too much on our plates, continue to do that. And for those of you who aren't, just, you know, do it once. Then maybe again to say, no, oh gosh, I can't do that. So maybe think right now, what is it that is too much on your plate? And then go, you know what? I really don't need to do that thing. I'm going to check that one off and say no. So, okay. And yeah, oh my gosh, have a great Memorial Day weekend. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Have a great, great weekend. And thank you for all who serve our country and while we're so safe. So thanks. Yeah, good.
All right. We'll be in touch soon about the page.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, you guys. Have a
Bye.
great day, everybody. Take care. Bye.